Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
right, good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Gunn. I'll be doing commentary, bringing you coverage here from the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown on CBC Sports in conjunction with Curling Zone. Got a good match for you this morning with Clancy Grandy versus Honoka Sasaki of Japan. I believe it's opening draw action. Opening end seem to have quite a few stuff going on right now. Not your pretty much your standard opening, hit and get a blank here, but with Sasaki sitting at least sitting shot rock in the back 12 here. And I don't know if that one in the top 12 is a biter or not, but either way, the play is going to be making. Either way, they're looking to make a play on this red rock in the top 8 foot to sit 2, possibly 3. Sweepers are on it early, does get by the bar guard and able to get rid of that red rock. Did tick their own on the way by, but more importantly, they were able to remove that rock. So, again, Sasaki appears to be sitting 2, maybe 3. It's hard to tell. We've got that overview cam. I can see a little bit of white there, so I don't know if that's going to be in for 3, but it looks like Grandy's electing to take this going to take this run back and try to play this for 2. It's not really a good place to roll for shots, so I think that's I think the double's just going to be the call here. Sweeper's not really on this, just a little bit of going a little bit at the end here. It does make the hit and will roll a little bit of bad luck, ends up stuffing it directly on the back, so Sasaki is just going to be hitting and rolling, looks like back towards the center here, which I guess they could go really roll wherever. Gonna be a tough double regardless. Thank you everyone for joining us this morning. It's good to have curling on, especially on a weekday. Thursday morning. We normally see these draws. Just maybe Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, but to be able to get some high-level curling action Thursday morning is great. So so thanks for everyone joining us on this presentation again. Thanks for CBC Sports for putting on this broadcast, being presented by Curling Stadium, hosted by the Sasktel Curling Stadium Swift Current. So first of skip shots for Team Grandy here. We'll got a bit of work to do. Does make the draw, trying to tuck behind. guard, but it is pretty wide open, so they'll have a little hit, and we'll see where they want to go here. They'll have the option to hit and roll underneath the guards there, but then it kind of leaves the draw open, so I think they'll be okay with a nose hit here and just really kind of they can, I suppose they can hit back and get a single that way, but this will at least give them something to kind of think about here. Where if they were to roll under cover, I think your only option is just going to be drawing to the button essentially. We're going to push it over just to make it curl here. It does end up hitting just a little bit high side, but that is definitely going to be a little bit of an annoying rock because it's kind of in that draw path here. But Team Grandy will just take a look around the house, see what it looks like here, but it looks like they should be able to hit and stick or just a little bit of flop to get their signal here in the opening end. Looks to me that they're taking just a shade less ice than they have been on other hits this end, so maybe seeing a little bit more up weight, or they'll trust the sweepers to kind of hold this here. Again, looking for just maybe a little bit of a flop towards center here, so final rock, Team Grandy. Sweepers off it, so looks like it should be pretty close. Yep, does make the nose hit, and that does to be hit and stick for one. So Team Granny forced to take one in the opening end here, and we'll be back after this quick break.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Western Showdown, the largest international women's curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you've decided to join us to see some of the top female curlers in the world participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director of RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and supporter of curling in our community, we're so proud to be supporting the Western Showdown for its inaugural year. RBC is committed to working with our community partners to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the communities in which we live. Thank you to everyone from the Western Showdown team for putting together this amazing event. On behalf of RBC, enjoy the tournament.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
are back. Thanks for those that are joining us this morning. We are live from the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. We've got a good game here between ranked 20th in the world, Clancy Grandy of Vancouver, taking on Honoka Sasaki of Japan here. Opening draw action here. We did see in the first one, pretty decently played end, rocks in play, which is always fun for the first end. And so Grandy was ultimately forced to take one on a nice little hit and stick. So, so Sasaki does have hammer this end, so she'll be looking to set up her deuce. Thanks for everyone that's joining us. We are broadcasting in a couple places, CBC Sports as well as Curling Zone on YouTube. My name is Mark No. I'll be doing your commentary, doing it solo this morning, so for those of you that are in the chat, please say hi and give me something to talk about, frankly, so it's just not so it's not just me here. But so far this end, pretty standard setup here. We've got tight center, tight corner, and we will likely see them just go around the center. I don't know if they're going to throw two centers here. I don't think it's going to be like that crazy, so we'll see what they are doing. Oh, I see your message there, Miley. I will pass that on to production and see if they can take a look at the screen for sheet one. As you might imagine, there's not a lot of us doing work on these games this morning, so please bear with us as we try to get everything going here. Oh, so Cameron's kind of chiming in the chat here. So explain how scoring works here. So we can look at it a couple different ways. I'm not sure what your question's kind of referring to, if it's referring to the scoreboard or actually like just kind of scoring itself. So basically each end is played where the opposing teams take turns throwing rocks here, right? And 8 rocks each, so you get 16 total. And then after it, you can just kind of see who scores. There's only one team that can score per end. It's going to be the team that's the closest to the middle. And how many points they score, so we're just going to count up how many rocks they have closest to the center before the first one of the opposing team. So in the last end there, Team Sasaki had 2, maybe 3 total in the rings, but Grandy ultimately had the one closer, which ended up being the scoring rock or shot rock, as we call it here. So in this situation here, right, if you're looking at the screen, you can see it from the top view. They've got the one closest to the center, and they've got one that's kind of on the 12 o'clock portion of your screen between the is that dark blue and white circles? That's closer to the one yellow one that's kind of in that like 8 o'clock position. So they would be scoring 2 if the end ended here. But yeah. So with Team Sasaki wanting to open it up and get access to those rocks that are scoring, they're going to try this run back, and they end up clearing the front guard, but a bit of bad luck, and they end up stuffing it on their yellow kind of in the back. So now Team Grandy sitting really good here, sitting 1, 2, 3, and looking to throw up a center guard, and Team Sasaki will have to figure out some sort of run here just to score. I guess they always have like kind of a freeze here to the button, or freeze tap. Not sure if we're gonna get that much curl. But regardless, that's gonna be kind of a last shot. So just looking to make the run here. Sweeper's having to go hard just to try to push it over to the center line. Does not quite cover it, so pretty wide open, edge on edge. Can easily make the double and then now roll under their corner guard. If they're able to make this roll here, they're going to kind of take control back at the end here. So a little bit of a miss, but you know, opening draw for this RBC Dominion Security Western Showdown. So team's still trying to figure out the ice here. Does clear the guard by a good amount, does make the hit, and once again stuffs it. So probably hit it just a little bit too thick. I think they were wanting it to hit it a little bit more on the high side in order to get a better angle, but then also get the roll under the cover here. So Team Grandy still sitting shot rock and second rock with the one that's kind of in the back 8 foot. So they'll elect to put another guard here. Not sure where they're going to exactly put this guard here. We'll see. See what kind of depth they're looking for. I'm not sure if they're going to try to wrap around that tight one or leave some distance. Looks like they're going to leave it some distance to make this run. Oh, well, no, it's actually kind of wrapping. So we've got a little bit of stagger with the centers. Although that one on the left side of the centers, not in a great position here. Last of third rocks here. Looking to run the center rock, which is kind of surprising here. I think they thought the angle was better so that they can run it directly on the one that was top 4 and then keep it. Now, the problem is they roll to another guard here, so now Team Grandy will look to essentially put that guard back, and we're gonna see some sort of combination probably. That's Team Sasaki's first good thoughts. This one hanging out there a ways, but does hit its break point here and does seem to be coming in. Sweepers don't seem to be overly concerned about carving it over, so if they can just touch center, that's good, right? They're just wanting to guard essentially the high side. I guess they could have wrapped it around and make that other run take that away. So they're looking at a couple different combinations here. You're either looking at the yellow on the red on the yellow and make that tough shot, or they're looking at running in the one off the corner, right? Which is gonna be extremely tough as well. The problem is that either shot, even if you make it, you're only sitting one here. So I think there was some initial discussion about what do we do about this rock that's in the back 8 foot, right? If we can make a play off that, right, then they're possibly setting up a deuce on their last shot here. But it looks like they're gonna go ahead and take this angle run in on the top one, and then maybe just draw for their second rock. Yeah, this is... Yeah, I would... Oof, yeah. There seems to be enough room. Yeah, this is probably the right call. I mean, you're always... Oh, actually, I don't know. I guess in the order, I mean, you could take on this, the top one near the center line first, because you're always going to have this one off the wing. But if you miss this one, then Team Grandy could essentially just throw a guard on the center, or wrap another one in if they so choose to. First skip tracks to Team Sasaki. Again, looking for this angle run-in. Sweeper's going hard on line here. We've got contact, hit, and does make contact, but hits it just a little thin and just does push it out in the open. So, which I will say does improve their situation. Now, Team Grandy talking about different placement here for their final rock. You could go top 4 there, kind of edge on edge to make it very scary looking, but there's probably some sort of hit. Now if you go top 8, which I think they ended up deciding, that effectively kind of guards that, just the nose hit, but then also guards a little bit of that kind of soft weight, you know, hit and roll to the button. So we'll see where they elect to end up throwing this. Last rock to Clancy Grandy. Again, looking just to get something in the way. Does come in nicely, and we'll end up settling top, yep, just around top 4 here. So yeah, really kind of cuts off that side. Team Grandy now sitting 3 this in. Only a couple options here for Team Sasaki, right? You're either hitting and rolling here off the one that's kind of on the side of the 4 foot, or taking the out turn draw for single, which I think is there, but maybe just kind of personal preference on the skip here. Final rock, Team Sasaki. Looking for hit and a little bit inside roll for one. Sweepers are indicating this is a little bit up here, but then they're sweeping to hold line. No, switching to the other kind of knifing side, just trying to carve it in to get this inside roll. Does make the hit and rolls just a little bit outside, so that is going to be a steal steal for Team Grandy. They have a 2-0 lead after the second in. Team Sasaki with hammer in the third after this break.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Alright, we are back for opening draw action from the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown between 20th ranked in the world, Team Clancy Grandy taking on Honoka Sasaki of Japan. This event's coming to you from Swift Current in Saskatchewan, Canada, between a Canadian team and a Japanese team. Well, I am your American doing commentary. My name is Mark Go. I'll be doing commentary solo this morning, so thanks for all you guys that have joined us, whether you're watching us through Facebook stream or YouTube, either on Curling Zone or CBC Sports, so thanks for joining us this morning. I'll be watching the Curling Zone chat, so if anyone has anything to talk about, please let me know. Because right now, it's just going to be solo for me this morning on this Thursday opening draw action here. So, good point in the chat for Sasaki to just really kind of limit the steal. They could have easily given him a steal of 2 or 3. They were actually looking at 3 there. So, to cut them down to 1 is, of course they would have liked to take their single here and tied up the game, but not a bad position as they're in the third end with hammer here. So if they're able to get a deuce, then they're right back on track here. So, and we'll see. Looks like to be a similar setup to the previous end here, where Team Grandy's taking play into the middle. Team Sasaki setting up a corner here. Now, with Team Grandy, their first rock did go into the rings, which is probably by design. Guard not covering too much of shot rock here, so they're just going to elect to hit and roll. Hit and roll, but to the other side, so not really going to be able to use their corner here, but after they make this hit, Team Grandy will have to deal with it. Saber's indicating here. This is a bit up here. Like to see the visual communication. Does make the hit and is gonna roll and does stick in the rings. And I think that's pretty good here. Because they're gonna have to make a play for this here. And then even if they stick, Team Sasaki can then just go into the corner because they'll be out counting that other rock here. Cameron mentions ice can be different. What makes that the case? Yeah, I mean, so essentially there's a few different factors here, right? There's how it's pebbled, right? In terms of how much pebble they put on the ice. There's how they scrape the ice, right? With with whatever scraper, ice cream, what have you. There is also the rocks themselves. Each rock has individual characteristics. So some rocks, over time will lose kind of that, running surface, and so they don't curl as much. But then if you paper them, then they cut quite a bit. So just a lot of different things: humidity, spots in the ice, the cooling system that the rinks use, all sorts of different stuff. So with the other rock being far on the edge of the 12-foot, Team Sasaki is going to go ahead and draw underneath their corner. Probably wanted more separation there, but does end up being shot rock, partially open, but it does look like, yeah, so instead of peeling the top guard here, they're gonna go ahead and try to make a play on this rock. I like this call, a little aggressive. With this little kind of back line to hack waiter, they should be able to chip this out and roll to the center of the rings, ideally underneath their guard, but yeah, just making contact is call number one here. So does end up taking the guard, which is okay, right? They want to get rid of that guard anyways. They leave the shooter as a center guard and roll in for shot rock, which is good, probably annoying for Team Sasaki here. So now they are going to be able to make a simple hit on this open rock here, but unfortunately it doesn't bring in the other one into play just yet, so they'll just be sitting first and third. Yeah, and Cameron, so the other thing too is that if you're playing the same line, you're sweeping on the same line, you're going to remove some of that pebble, so it's going to react just a little bit differently. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that kind of goes on with ice making, and so really it's just not necessarily thinking about what you're doing to affect the ice, but just being able to read and see how the ice behaves, because you're taking it for what it is at that point. So does make the hit and stick here. So Team Grandy is going to possibly looking to hit and stick. I don't know if they can really roll under center, or even if that's the desired call. Because if they roll under cover, then you might see Team Sasaki electing to freeze. Because I think this one is back, behind the tee line. So. Does hit and does roll. Hit it just a hair thin, so it does kind of roll a bit more than they wanted. So it is open, very accessible on this intern side here. So Team Sasaki looking to get to this one. Again, we're looking for this kind of back line to kind of hack weight or just through weight, just to hit and roll underneath their one that's kind of top 12. That's actually might be, would be that second shot. Where is this event? This event is in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, Canada. For more information on the events, if you guys want to go check out curlingzone.com, you can see all the events. You can see information about each team, their lineups, their stats, as well as links to some of the other draws. So we have quite a few draws this morning. Still early on, but Team Ackland is up 2-0 for Team Hall. Team Thompson is up 1-0 against Farmer. I think that's Stephanie Thompson, who's a good follow online. There's Team Kleider versus Team Kaiser. Kaiser's up 3-1. Team Morrison up 2-1 over Yoshimura. And then Team Constantini up 3-1 over Team Holland here. So, with Team Grandy sitting 1-2, you know, they're kind of in an okay spot. Those rocks are grouped together and they are behind T. So, they may possibly hurt them. I think they were initially talking about just taking that one that's on this kind of the side of the forefoot and rolling over to the center here. But now it looks like they are electing to just go ahead and rip out the top yellow one. And I agree with this call, right? You know, you take away that top one, then Team Sasaki is going to have a harder time to get there to this end. So, looking for kind of quiet weight, just hit and maybe kind of roll towards the center. Again, just trying to hit this high side to avoid jamming on the back here. Having to try to carve this over, seeing that knifing technique to try to entice the rock to move does make contact. And while they hit it very thin, because of the weight choice, they're able to roll to a good spot. So it ends up rolling T-line on the other side here. Now Team Sasaki looking to hit back here and probably just roll on top and really try to lock this thrown rock in there. Does make the hit and does end up rolling out. That's a bit of a miss there. So now with Team Grandy sitting first, second, and third, they're gonna have tons of options to where they can put this rock here. So with shot rock being kind of in the back of the forefoot, you know, I think just going somewhere near the center line, possibly top four. Kind of tucking a piece behind that other Sasaki rock that's functioning as a guard. So almost kind of setting up a little Christmas tree here. Again, thank you for everyone that's joining us this morning. I can see I'm watching the chat from Curling Zone YouTube. I can see we've got over 165 people joining us this morning. So see Megan, always good to see Megan on our Curling Stadium broadcast. See Sue chiming in the chat. Awesome. Let's see. Sweepers just keeping this one clean, don't seem to be overly concerned about it. Now that's crossed the hog line. They're going a little bit harder. And do they end up taking this top 12? Which I thought they were going to take this one a little bit deeper, like top 8 or maybe bite the forefoot. Yeah. I guess it's a tricky spot here. So looking, they're gonna have to get something in the rings now. Because they're looking at a bunch of scary rocks here. Talking about hitting and rolling off the one that's the side on the T line here. I don't know. I think it's always harder to hit and roll because they can just make the draw, right? And they can just essentially freeze and tap to that back one. I guess they're worried about that. If they freeze to the back one, then Team Grandy just freezes on top because there's space for 2 rocks there. So but if they're able to make this this hit here, then this does give them a shot of getting their dues here. So First to skip rocks for Team Sasaki here. Or fourth rocks, we'll say. Oh, she's asking them to woe. Sweeper's still on it. They're asking the woe. Does hit and rolls very nicely. Well done. I think a little conversation about if they hitting the target rock on its way out, but doesn't think it really affects anything instead. So even though they made the very nice hit and roll, right? It still leaves room for Team Grandy to kind of freeze here, right? If they make a perfect freeze, then really don't have a shot here. But I suppose if they just drew anyways and they were worried about Team Grandy playing a hit and roll off their own to pick it out, I'm not sure here. So yeah, I think that was the problem with this call. But I don't know. You guys in the chat, tell me what you think here, right? Even though that looked good, was that the right call? Not sure. Final rock for Team Clancy Grandy here. And this one does seem to be just a hair heavy and a hair wide, so Team Sasaki will have a chance to draw the pin for their deuce. So Cameron, so freezing is where you're basically throwing a rock or getting a rock to be right next to another one. So basically on the shot that we're kind of talking about here, the yellow rock hit off the red rock and rolled to a spot where it was very, very close to that red rock. So in that term, when we get, say, close, we're essentially saying freezing or having it frozen, right? And the idea is that if you have it right next to them, it's hard to get out, so it's stuck, and it's essentially frozen, quote-unquote, frozen in place. Final rock for Team Sasaki here. Sweepers on this hard for weight. Backing off a little bit. Did they overcook this one? It's got to curl just a little bit. And does need the backing. But does make it looks, they'll take a quick peek at it here. It's hard to tell. I think it's yellow. Don't know what the indication is. They may put a stick to it here to measure. So let's see here. We get to see the fancy measuring tool here. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that's yellow. Could be red here. I think that's yellow. But they are gonna get the measuring device here. Ooh, I'm jealous of this measuring device. It's way better than the measuring device we have at my home club. Okay. Oh no, the cap fell off. That's not a good sign. Alright, and let's see if they do the overhead cam. Tough to see the needle gauge here. At least on my production feed here. So we'll see if they do the thing where they point at the rock. So it looks like they pointed at red. So looks like just a single point for Team Sasaki. We'll get confirmation here, but as it stands now, Team Grandy up 2-1 with Hammer going into fourth, and we'll have that action for you right after this break.
We just got our shipment of logos here in for our next event, which is going to be the mixed doubles. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the center ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant. And like I said before, very easy to put in.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And we are back. Fourth end here, action in the opening draw of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown, presented by Curling Stadium. This is at the Sasktel Curling Stadium in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, Canada. My name is Mark Go. I'll be doing your commentary for this game today between Team Clancy Grandy of Vancouver playing Honoka Sasaki of Japan here. So had a good game back and forth here. Just a couple kind of half shots from Team Sasaki. And as a result, they're down 2-1 without Hammer, unfortunately. They had an opportunity. They made a really nice hit and roll and had a chance to draw the button for their deuce, but unfortunately it came up maybe just a hair wide, maybe just a hair heavy. The sweepers weren't on it hard for lines, so maybe just a little miscommunication there between front and back end on the shot. But to Team Sasaki will look to get it back here with the steal, or even if they get a force, they'll have a chance for their deuce in the next end here. So Team Sasaki does throw up a center guard, and while trying to come around their own center, they end up going heavy, end up sitting back 12, but it is the only shot in the it's the only stone in the ring, so it is technically shot rock here. So we'll see what Team Grandy elects to do here. They can go all the way to the back line, but probably not necessary. So something just top 8, top 12 here. Does get it inside the 12-foot, but not shot rock now. So we may have an interesting end here between taking a look at angles here, especially if Team Sasaki is able to put something in here. Say top 8 or just by the 4-foot. Yeah, Sue, thanks for that explanation. Yeah, I think the easiest way for me to think about like the scoreboard in curling is if it's almost like reverse baseball, right? So instead of having like the kind of innings across, you actually have the score across, and you're hanging the innings or the ends that you're playing. That may just be the American in me, just thinking of how the scoring's done, but that's the way I usually explain it when I'm teaching Learn to Curl. So. They do end up making this come around draw, and does sit exactly kind of where I thought they would be sitting, kind of that top 8, top 4 depth there. And so now Team Grandy's going to have this quiet weight, just kind of tap and roll to a corner, under the corner, the thrown rock here. So. Just a little bit light clean here. Sweepers don't seem to be really worried about it. Does make contact, does hit shot rock. Does hit it, and does make it open. So now, a pretty good result here, because, you know, if you left the shooter in the rings, you left the shot that you're running back in the rings here. It's off to the side. So Team Sasaki will have to make a play on it, and it is open, so yeah, just have to make a play on it. So hit and maybe flop a little bit closer towards the center. Sweepers indicating that it's good bumper weight. I'm not sure what this signal is. They're saying it's a little bit up. Okay. Does make the hit and flops to the outside here, so that does settle in for third rock. So now Team Grandy's gonna elect to hit, and they've got a couple of options here on where to roll to. It looks like by indicating the broom, they're gonna try to roll towards underneath the center. I'm surprised they're not trying to go the other way and roll underneath the corners, but this is gonna overcurl just a hair and does end up rolling out. So Sweepers didn't seem to be too worried about that, so good situation for Team Sasaki here. They're going to try to put that stone kind of right back in that kind of top 8, halfway in the 4-foot range here. Again, looking for top 8, just bite the 4-foot. This one is hanging out there a ways. Hasn't hit its breakpoint yet. Now it's hit the hog line. It is starting to move here. I think they kind of want to go to bury it, but the weight's maybe just a hair up. Now that one does end up settling right on the tee line, right? Which, you know, at first glance seems good, right? But they're leaving space for Team Grandy to just like freeze on top of it or tap it, you know, half a rock, and then they're back in control here, right? You really wanted that rock foot 2 feet higher, so we will see if, I believe this is Kayla, can make this kind of freeze tap. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with these teams, but I think that's the great thing about having coverage for these events, right? Is that I get to see high-level curling that's being played all across the world. You know, there's tons of events like this in Canada that I don't get to see, and teams I don't get to see, right? you get to see all the slam teams on events, and they're great to watch. But then, you know, with Curling Zone, Curling Stadium, CBC Sports, we're able to get coverage of games that I wouldn't normally get to see, especially on like a Thursday like this. So that last rock ended up, that's got to be a way bit short than what they wanted here. So now Team Sasaki's got, they've got a couple choices here. They can wrap another one in there. They can, yeah, they can guard it if they wanted to. I think being down a little bit, they're probably going to try to set up a steal with multiple here. This one's curling early in its break point, pretty early here, so if they can wrap it around, that's pretty good. Yep, and wraps around nicely. So Team Sasaki sitting 3, maybe 4. Hard to tell if that one in the back 12 is out counting the one in the top 12 here. So yeah, I mean, I think just a hair more buried, and that's really, really good. But regardless, Team Grandy's going to have to kind of open up the center now. The rocks lined up. There is a triple here. So hitting high side 2/3, maybe? Last of third rock here, looking for the peel triple. Yep, does make contact and gets a really, really good result. Does completely open up the center and ends up running their red one for second rock. So with that in there, and with Team Grandy having hammer, Team Sasaki will have to make a play on that. And it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, I suppose they can just hit this pretty much anywhere. Guess you probably don't want to roll towards the center here, and leave like kind of a little freeze tap, and you know, leave Team Grandy an opportunity to set up on a wall on their first rock here. First, just skip rocks here, Team Sasaki. Kind of a nice bumper weight here, on and off. And now switching to the curl side. Yep, and does make those, so that's a good shot. So Team Sasaki sitting 4 now. Now Team Grandy's looking to make a hit on shot rock and roll to underneath their cover here. So they should be, yep, looking at where the guards are placed. So you've got that kind of cornerish guard, or halfway guard up there, as well as the ones that are just biting the 12-foot. So you could roll and definitely be undercover and be shot rock here. So important shot here for Team Grandy here. A lot of rotation on this rock. Does make the hit and going hard on the sweep, and that's well done. That's well managed there. Maybe would have liked it a shade more of a roll here. because with the separation on those rocks, they should be able to get to this with, you know, the kind of that hack weight or even maybe they can even play forward and still get to it. Yeah, probably. I think that one curled just a little bit more than they expected it to, or kind of misjudged where it hit it to get the perfect roll. They could have. Yeah, the problem with that rock is you could afford to almost to roll it a little bit more, right? Because you had a little bit more of the foot to roll and hide, but with rolling it not enough, you leave Team Sasaki with this shot here. Final rock, Team Sasaki, looking for this kind of quiet way, just to push it out here. We'll see how their sweepers judge it. Yep, going hard on the... Does clear the guard. Now looking to carve it in and make good contact. Does make good contact and ends up removing that rock. The thrown rock does end up rolling back 12-ish, back 8-ish. Inconsequential here, so does force Team Grandy to take this in turn draw to get good 8 foot for their single. Final rock, Team Clancy Grandy. Looking to draw and get a good piece going, at least full 8 foot here. Coming in nicely. Just a little clean. Yep. Hand goes up. Nice shot. Does make the draw T line, so Team Grandy does get their single. Team Grandy now taking a 3-1 lead over Team Sasaki, who will have the hammer in the 5th end after this break.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Just got our shipment of logos here in for our next event, which is going to be the mixed doubles. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the center ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant. And like I said before, very easy to put in.
And we are back with opening draw action for the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. My name is Mark Go. Thanks for everyone that's joining us this morning. We've got quite a few people in the YouTube for Curling Zone. This is broadcast as well as CBC Sports, and I think it's also on Facebook. So yeah, again, thanks for everyone that's joining us this morning for this opening draw as we look at Team Clancy Grandy, who has a 3-1 lead over Team Sasaki of Japan. So pretty cool to watch some curling on a Thursday, right? We've got this game coming to you from Sasktel Curling Stadium in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, while you got an American doing broadcasts. So, yay, technology. So, good game so far, back and forth here. You know, Team Grandy just, you know, been a little bit ahead all game, and that's kind of reflected in the scoreboard here. But with Team Sasaki, they do have hammer, and so they will have a chance to tie up the game here. And for the opening rocks, we had your pretty standard setup here. We had your center guard, your corner guard, your come around. The come around was accessible, so Team Sasaki did elect to hit it. They were able to remove the Team Grandy rock, but they did roll open here, so now Team Grandy is going to have to make a play on it. So they will likely elect to hit and roll under their center, or get closer to the center line, right? Team with hammer, or team without hammer, is always looking to play closer to the center, while team with hammer is looking to kind of keep it away, right, to keep it kind of open. So Team Grandy does make the hit there and end up sitting kind of in the top 8 foot off to the side here. So a couple options here for Team Sasaki, whether they want to hit and roll back. I think they're gonna. This is kind of the aggressive call, right? Just go ahead and draw underneath your corner, completely ignore that rock, and you'll end up dealing with it later if you need to. I think they should be able to get behind their corner and be shot out of it. So if they can do that, then they won't necessarily have to deal with that other rock here. So having to go for weight and having to go for curl here. And does draw in, and it is in the rings here. And so that is a counter for them, right? Not shot rock, but a counter, right? They've got one in play. So now Team Grandy's gonna have the decision, right? You can either you've got a few options here, right? You can that Sasaki rock is not completely covered, so they should be able to get to it with quiet weight, and then your shooter would actually probably end up rolling to somewhere behind that center guard, and that looks like what they're electing to do here. This one's a little positive on the release. It's got some curling to do. This inside out line, you would expect to get a little bit more curl. Does make contact on the Sasaki rock, but not enough to move it out of the rings. So now that they've got a counter here, they've got a couple options here too. So they can either go ahead and make a play on that red Grandy shot rock and sit 2 that way, or they can go ahead and draw behind the corner again. Looks like they're electing to draw behind the corner, but I guess this is a little bit more aggressive call. This is how you bring 3 into play here. And this one looks like it's got some curling to do as well. It's a bit heavy. We're actually close to the center guard here. does make contact and tick it over. Doesn't remove it off the line, so I don't know if actually that's no tick rule comes into play here. And does end up rolling to possibly the worst spot here. So now Team Grandy will have a pretty easy double and roll in. Remove both of those Sasaki rods. We've got your intern peel weight attempt here. And does hit it a little thick. Ends up only removing one of the Sasaki rocks. The other one still in play. So a little bit of a break for Team Sasaki. That should have been, you know, with that weight choice, maybe that was a bit too much for what was needed. Again, I would have thought you could have gotten that with normal, but I don't know if that's why I'm doing commentary. They're actually playing this. Ian chiming in. Great, but he should be making dinner. Oh. Thanks for joining us from England. It's neat to see some fans from overseas or across the pond. Team Sasaki now gets a chance to make this draw behind cover and needs it to curl just a bit more. Same thing on their last rock. This one just didn't curl as much, or maybe there's a spot in the ice. It didn't tick the guard because they already ticked it on their first one, so it was actually moved a spot over. So, and this one's a way bit deeper in the house, so should be pretty accessible. So, looking to hit this one as well, but probably electing to choose a quieter weight here. And does make contact and roll towards the center line. Still open here, so something Team Sasaki is going to have to deal with. So instead of drawing beneath the corner, they're looking to hit and kind of roll underneath the corner here. So because of where that rock is in proximity to that center line rock, they're going to have to play this the other side, this intern side instead of the draw, so we'll see what they can do here. But first of skips rocks here. Oh wait, no, this should be Lex's rocks. Does make the hit and hits it just a little thin. And does end up rolling. You see both teams sweeping behind the team line. One to try to sweep it out, one trying to sweep it to kind of keep it to curl up and stay. So it looks like it does stay as a counter. So Team Sasaki's sitting 2 and 3 right now. So again, you've got a couple options here. If you're Team Grandy, you can draw somewhere in the house. Although you risk if you leave a double, then that's 3 for Sasaki. So they may end up, yeah, they're probably gonna have to make a play on these biters here. These annoying biters that always seem to come up and play. So with a lead like this, yeah, I think you have to make a play on these biters. Now, if they were down and needing to steal, yeah, you could easily say they could just draw top 8 foot side here. First up, Skip Rocks here for Team Grandy, looking for essentially just a hit, right? Just any good contact should get at least one of the yellows here. It does hit a yellow on the way by, but one of the ones that were kind of in the back corner, not the one that's a biter, so. And actually rolls to a good spot, right? So it doesn't leave a double for Team Sasaki, and so they're gonna have to make a play on Shot Rock now. And they're talking about where to roll this to, right? You can either roll this super big to roll underneath the corner here, which is very tricky to do. Like, hit and roll is very tough, and the more you're asking to roll is added to that degree of difficulty. So looks like they are going to hit and roll, but just to under the center here, right? It's late enough in the end that you can go ahead and afford to bring play to the center. Sweeper's on it late to try to carve it over. Does make the hit, and just a hair overs. Yep, just rolls just a hair too much here. So you can see about half this rock here. So probably just a quiet wait. Yeah. So Team Grandy does have, they've got some room to work here, right? Because they're sitting second shot here under cover. So while they definitely want to keep this thrown rock in play, if it rolls out, that's probably not too bad here. Most important thing is to make contact on this Sasaki rock to get rid of it here. So probably looking for maybe just kind of a hack weight or maybe even board here. Final rock for Team Clancy Grandy with this in-turn hit. It's a slight clean. Nothing to see worried about. Nice quiet weight. Going a little bit to make it curl here. Does clear the guard with plenty of room, makes contact, and will get it out of play. Rolls the shooter for second rock here, so no double there for Team Sasaki, so they're gonna elect to draw for their single. Final rock for Team Sasaki, just looking for a piece of the 8-foot. No worries. This one does end up settling top 4, so they do get their single. Would have liked to get a deuce here, but well played aim from Team Grandy. So Team Grandy is going to have a 3-2 lead with Hammer going to the 6th end, and we'll have that for you after this break.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Western Showdown, the largest international women's curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you've decided to join us to see some of the top female curlers in the world participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director of RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're so proud to be supporting the Western Showdown for its inaugural year. RBC is committed to working with our community partners to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the communities in which we live. Thank you to everyone from the Western Showdown team for putting together this amazing event. On behalf of RBC, enjoy the tournament.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And we're back. Back for some the 6th end of the opening draw in the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown between 20th ranked Clancy Grandy playing out of Vancouver, taking on Honoka Sasaki of Japan here. Got a good game here. Team Grandy's had a slight edge pretty much all game here, but still pretty tight, you know, mostly just all singles here, right? So teams looking to crack for their first deuce in the back half of the game. With the opening ruck, Team Sasaki threw a center guard, and then Team Grandy, I guess it was, they ended up going through. That must have been an attempted tick, which I thought wasn't allowed, or maybe it was just super, super heavy, who knows. But anyway, Team Sasaki wanting to set up their steal, has 2 centers in play, so looks to be a good start for their team. My name is Marco. I'll be doing commentary for this game. Thank you for everyone that's joining us, whether you're joining us from Facebook broadcast, from CBC Sports broadcast on YouTube, or the Curling Zone broadcast on YouTube. Thanks for joining us this morning while we get to bring you some fun curling action. So Team Grandy, with the 2 centers, goes ahead and elects to bring play into the rings, and they ended up putting a nice one, just on the button, basically. Maybe would have liked a shade higher. So this will leave room for Team Sasaki to come down and move this, you know, half a rock, and and yep, and that's pretty much what they do. So Team Sasaki does come down, make contact on it, and does move it to the back of the forefoot. And now she's hitting shot rock here. So Team Grandy is going to start peeling stuff in the center here. There should be room to get both of these going here. Don't want to leave your shooter there, of course, so have to take that angle into account. Attempt, and they just get the top one. Does roll their shooter off, so Team Sasaki will put their guard up. So, and we'll likely see this for the next few rocks until either the guard is missed or the double is made. So. Not sure what these hand signals are, but definitely like hand signals as a commentator. And this one is the onest of guards, so nice long guard for the good separation here. And it does cover enough shot rock, right? And it's on the right angle where they can't really make a play on the one that's top four without jamming on their back one. So, gonna have to peel again here. And with the distance, it makes this double peel even tougher here. So, probably just throwing straight peel. No need to get too wild here. Peel is made. Guard goes back up. Again, thanks for everyone that's joining us in the chat this morning. Looks to be that we've got quite a few people watching from all across the globe, so that's definitely awesome. Always like to see curling kind of spread throughout the world, right? Yeah, it is great because with this technology, a lot of people are able to watch these when these events weren't, previously available, right? Like I'm watching this from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, in the U.S. I'm watching a team from Canada take a team on from Japan, so really cool. This was not available years ago, so thanks for the team at Curling Stadium for putting this together. So thanks to CBC Sports for their broadcasting of these events. Always good to see that. Always share their feed. Not sure how this works, but we've got curling. That's what matters. So center guard is made. A bit closer here, so we'll probably see an attempt here at this double peel. Does push this a hair out on release, so does get this a little thin. Yeah, I think it was just on release. I was just pushed a little wide here. So the guard gets a chance to be put back up, and they'll probably look for a little bit more separation on this one, right? That one guard is a little bit scary to throw, but if they can get some good separation here and take away the double peel, then they're in decent shape. Going a little bit early Line doesn't seem to be a problem. Just trying to judge the weight here. I think they were going just a little bit to keep on the high side. It's curling nicely. Yep, and this is gonna be really good. Yep. So it does sweep it enough to keep it high side so it doesn't over curl. Like I said, you can afford to over curl just a hair, but you don't want to go completely off and leave that shot rock open here. So hard to double peel, but they're gonna take a chance at it here. So looking to hit just to the, yeah, just looking to hit essentially where you're holding that broom there. If it over curls and you nose it, that's bad. So this is a very tricky shot. This one does look, again, just a hair wide out of hand here. Oh, it does over curl, so okay. So fortunate that they were able to got the peel and then didn't nose it, right? Well, I guess nose they get something. So now that red rock actually rolls to a really not great spot. It looks like it's taking away, or it's going to be on the out turn draw side that they may need later for their single. But maybe it's just a hair outside of it. It's pretty close. Visually, it's not great, but I think that's maybe just enough out of that line. First, it skips rocks here, looking for, guess what? Just another guard it's in. But I mean, it's yeah, definitely what needs to be done. This one is probably a little bit more on the high side, which is just honestly just fine. It's a little bit tighter, so I think we'll see them. Oh, they're not going to double peel. Okay. They are going to go ahead and run this red in. And yeah, they're not electing to do this on their, I think it's, well, so I guess there's a couple thoughts here, right? You can definitely save this one for your last one, right? Because it's a tough shot. But if you think that's actually in your draw path, then hitting this or making a play on this now will help open it up. So lots of things to kind of think about here. First of skips rocks for Team Clancy Grandy. Looking for this angle run. It's out there, does make contact, and a bit of a break. They ended up, I don't know if that was the call. They ended up hitting that maybe just like a hair thicker than they wanted, and ends up hitting on their back one. And I believe that's shot rock now. Yeah, so a bit of a break. I guess both ways, yeah. That could have been, if they hit their rock, their back rock thinner, they lose bow. And then Team Sasaki's just, looping another one in here. But now with it being shot, they've got a little quiet tap here to get shot rock out of it. So really interesting, huh? Again, I don't know if that was the play. I would have thought it was just to pick out the yellow, but I could be wrong. Final rock for Team Sasaki here. Looking for just a little tap, little promotion. So probably having to go hard to curl here. Weight's going to be pretty close. Just needs to make contact. Oh, and ticks their rock. Yeah, just ticks their top yellow one. I don't think they hit it enough to tap it into shot rock here. So Team Grandy looking over it a couple of times here. I mean, I think regardless, it's going to be the same. You're basically just trying to draw and get half of the button here. Yeah, because you can never make a play on that yellow one, even if it was shot rock. Well, yeah, you can't really make a play on it. So I think the call is just drawing. Yep, just drawing to the side of the pin here. So, and I think this is for 2. So, yeah, no really harm here, because I don't think you ever over curl and tap in that yellow rock here. So this looks to be draw the button for potentially the first deuce of the game here. So final rock, Team Clancy Grandy, needing half of the button for 2. Sweepers on it, out of hand. Just kind of a heavy clean here. Backing off a little bit. And I think they think this is way short, so they back off it completely. And they'll take a look at these here, but I'm pretty sure that's a single rock here. Or single stone for Team Clancy Grandy here. They haven't kicked him off yet, so they're going to take a look at it. And they are going to put a stick to it measure here, so. Second measure of the game. A bit aggressive, but I think it is red. What do you guys think? Got a broom on the ice. Probably need to get rid of that guy. Yep. Just slide that away. And yep, they point at the red, so thank you for that quick visual confirmation. So again, no deuces. Single point for Team Clancy Grandy, and they will take a 4-2 lead over Team Sasaki, who will have hammer in the 7th end after this break.
We just got our shipment of logos here in for our next event, which is going to be the mixed double. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the center ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant, and like I said before, very easy to put in.
And we're back. We are back with first draw of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown with Team Clancy Grandy taking on Team Sasaki. In a tight game here. Team Grandy with a 2-point lead over Team Sasaki, who does have hammer here in the 7th end. Looking at the first deuce of the game, we've just had a bunch of singles. There was a steal in the 2nd end by Team Clancy Grandy. That's just basically been the difference all game. Otherwise, it's been a lot of forces here. Teams have had opportunities to get a deuce, but left with some kind of tough shots. You know, basically having to draw to the pin here. So as we see this end opening up, we're going to see your looks to be standard play here. Center guard, corner guard. And Team Clancy Grandy will elect to come behind their center guard here. Again, thanks for everyone joining us this morning, wherever you're watching us from, whether it's from Facebook, from the CBC Sports YouTube page, or from his own YouTube page. Thanks for the production by Curling Stadium, bringing you this game from Sasktel Curling Stadium in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. My name is Mark Nell. I'll be doing your commentary for this game. So yeah, thanks for everyone that's joining us. So Team Grandy does come around the center guard. They end up going top 12, so still a bit of room for Team Sasaki to operate. And with their corner guard in play, they are going to want to use it here. So this one's got a bit of curling to do. Haven't seen a ton on this inside out line. It's coming in nicely though here. Yep. They're going a little bit at the end here. And they end up taking it behind the tee, but it is dead buried. So good amount of separation here. And with the 5 rock rule, you can't just go up and rip the corner here. So Team Grandy's gonna have a couple options here. You can essentially draw down to that stone there that's in the back of the 8 foot, or you can actually draw and go say top 8 and just really just kind of, you know, cut off that side of it. So see a couple options here. And it looks like with that ice, they're electing to kind of play to the back. But again, there's a lot of separation there, so there should be accessible with a quiet weight here. Just going on it early, just to kind of hold it up. And guard is coming up awfully quick though, and they just paper the guard, and they will get rid of that Sasaki rock. So, well played shot. Yeah, I mean they barely cleared the guard. Great camera work here to be able to see how close it was to that guard and the overhead cammed it, and then see it, you know, kind of make it out of the house pretty easily. So well done. Well done by the team. Well done by production. Team Sasaki will look to make this open hit now and roll underneath their corner. Or are they straight drawing? I guess they're straight drawing here. Okay. This one's pretty tight to the guard as well here, but should be able to make that. Yep, make it just fine. And they are going to settle in the rings for behind cover, and they are sitting second here. This one here is not as buried as the last one. You can see from the front here that they've got, gosh, maybe just a sliver of that rock here, but they're gonna go ahead and like to make a play on it, right? And if you end up hitting the guard, that's absolutely fine here. Probably looking for quiet weight. These keeping the shooter, because you can roll that to a good place here. So again, sweeping to hold the line and does tick the guard, but as I said, that does end up rolling into the rings here, and ends up actually kind of tapping the one that was top 12. So now Team Grandy sitting 1-2 here, and Sasaki sitting third rock. So Team Sasaki's likely going to have to make a play on either the first. Well, actually, they have a few options here. You know, they were initially talking about hitting the one that's kind of back full and rolling underneath their stuff on the side. There's some talk about hitting the one that's in the top 8 foot and kind of rolling underneath that center stagger here. But it looks like they are going to elect to hit the one in the back of the rings here. I think they're looking for kind of bumper weight here and cross the face. That seems like a good amount of ice for bumper, but on this inside outline, it does curl quite a bit. So. Rock's coming out. Sweeper's off it. Now having to curl it. And they are going to, I guess, roll towards the center here. Maybe that was the call instead. Does make the hit and rolls to the back 12 foot. So now, while they would have liked to keep that as shot rock, they were able to keep the shooter. So now, Team Grandy's going to have to make a play on one of these yellow rocks here. So they are going to make a play here on the one that's in the top of the rings. They're not so worried about the one that's kind of back gate, back 12-ish here. So, and they've been playing this line pretty much all game here, right? This kind of quiet, inside out hit on this side here. Gonna have to curl just a little bit. Does and we'll make good contact and roll to. That's a really good roll too. Jeez. Okay. And rolls where that one is just gonna be on top of the one that's in the back 12 foot here. So really good rock placement. So I mean, we will unlikely see that back 12 one come into play for Team Sasaki. Which really kind of hurts their chances for a deuce. Still plenty of rocks to be played this end. While they ponder where to put this rock here, we'll just do a quick look at some of the other games that we have going on. Team Ha is up 3-2 over Team Ackland. That's in the 6th end. I believe that's Stephanie Thompson, up 4-1 over Team Farmer. We do have a final in the Kleider game, with Kaiser winning that 9-1 after 5. And the Team Yoshimura is up 5-4 over Team Morrison in a tight one in the 7th. And then Team Constantini from Italy has won 10-3 over Team Holland, and that one finished after 6th end here. So yeah, lots of curling so far in this opening drop, and we'll have coverage all weekend here. So if you guys have enjoyed watching curling, plenty more to come. This is just the opening draw, and we'll have more later this throughout the weekend here. So I think the next draw is gonna be at 12:30 Mountain Time. So I guess like roughly an hour and a half from right now. So if you've liked watching curling, please join us for those games. To see kind of what games are going to be, you can go check out Curling Zone. Go to curlingzone.com and you'll see all the scores with a little link to the games, and I think we'll have links to both the Curling Zone as well as the CBC Sports broadcast. So it looks like they ended up settling on kind of this like, just a hit and roll here. No, this is a bit wide, so maybe this is just kind of the draw, heavy draw to the backing here, and really just trying to lock one in here. They do get to the inside of it. Yep. They do make contact with that red rock, and so there's a bit of separation. So it's not dead frozen. I think they would have liked it. Yeah, I think they would have liked it frozen to make it tough to remove this yellow rock here. But with the right weight on the high side, should be able to get rid of both yellows here, which would be very nice for Team Grandy here. So probably looking to see, with that tight of ice, it's got to be like peel here, or firm at the very least. See, big kick with the extension here. And, oh, this is sailing a little bit. It's gonna make contact, but a little thin here. Okay, so picks it out clean, which is just fine, right? I think it would have been cool to get both, but picks it out here. So now Team Sasaki will have a chance to, I guess, freeze the inside corner. Well, inside, closer to center. Last of their Drox here. Again, unsure of the hand signals, but maybe they're thinking this one's up here. So I think they pointed up a couple times and they're not really sweeping it. So probably a little bit heavy now. They're definitely bumping here now, just a matter of getting on the right line. So they do hit it. They stay high side on the rock. That does settle for shot rock. So again, I think would have preferred to get to the inside here, but shot rock nonetheless here. We'll have first the Skips Rocks coming up here, and we'll see probably similar to the last stone here. And yeah, I mean they're probably just playing kind of this firm weight and getting rid of that yellow here. Gosh, the way they're icing this, it looks super tight to me, but I guess they expect it to kind of back up a little bit. Big kick with the extension here. And this will get some stuff moving. This makes better contact, but a little thin. And actually, the Sasaki rock ends up rolling to the back of the 8-foot undercover. So, does open the door for Team Sasaki, but gonna have to be really careful about rock placement here, as Team Grandy has that one in the top of the 8-foot on the left-hand side of your screen, or right-hand side of your screen if you're looking from the overhead cam, that they'll be able to run back in. So, they've got to be careful about where they're putting this. So, it looks like they're going to take this out-turn draw to go top 4-foot. Which, yeah, I like this call because it kind of covers your one that's in the back of the 8-foot. I feel like if you don't make this, then Team Grandy's just going to draw back to that back one. Or even, yeah, try to make a play on it. So instead of the hit and roll, we'll just draw here. First of skips rocks for Team Sasaki. Looking to go top 4-foot here. Sweeper's on and off here. It's got a bit of room to curl here, but let's hit this break point. Is coming in nicely. Does have to get around this top 12 stone. Does clear it. And ends up going, yeah. Ends up just getting a piece of the 4-foot. That's a really well made shot here. So I think that's actually a good place. I think there was initial thought about if they wanted that deeper, but then you just kind of give more range of angles for Team Grandy to make this tap on. So yeah, there is a hole now, so Team Grandy's going to have to be really precise on not only the weight that they throw this tap at, but the angle that they hit their one in the top of the 8-foot. So last rock for Team Grandy here, looking for to tap their one in the top of the 8-foot. Weight's coming in nicely, having to go to keep the line up just a little bit, and they end up tapping, and it will sit for shot rock in the side of the 4-foot. So I'm surprised they didn't go on that harder to hold the line here, to hold the line and have a better angle for the tap here. Because now, as it stands here, it is Team Sasaki does have half that rock. Good to see something after that. They're trying to think about some of the possibilities here. Yeah, this is a little tricky shot here. Because if they can get to this with just back line, back 8 weight, you can see them taking a look at the jam possibilities. Definitely want to be careful about not jamming their onto the back yellow here. So again, this is a little tricky, right? You want to get as close to nose as possible to avoid the jam. But you definitely want to make contact too, so and avoid the one that's on the top of the 8-foot. So final rock, Team Sasaki here. Looking for probably just kind of a back line just through weight here, and this one's got a curl. This one's a little up and a little heavy, and it ends up missing. Oh gosh, by a good amount here. So Team Grandy with the steal there. So another steal, and they will take a 3-point lead as I think we're going into our final end. So Team Sasaki needing 3 here, and we'll have the last end for you after this break.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Western Showdown, the largest international women's curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you've decided to join us to see some of the top female curlers in the world participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director of RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're so proud to be supporting the Western Showdown for its inaugural year. RBC is committed to working with our community partners to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the communities in which we live. Thank you to everyone from the Western Showdown team for putting together this amazing event. On behalf of RBC, enjoy the tournament.
And we're back. Tough break for Team Sasaki there. I think they just kind of overthrew that last shot. They had a little tricky backline tap for 2, maybe even 3 here. Unfortunately, just like I said, a bit heavy, and ends up giving up a steal to Team Grandy. So Team Sasaki needing 3 points here, and I believe the final end here. We've got opening coverage here, opening draw coverage for the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. Once again, my name is Mark Go, bringing you commentary for this game between 20th ranked Team Clancy Grandy out of Vancouver playing Team Sasaki out of Japan here, bringing you this action from the Sasktel Curling Stadium in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, Canada. Thanks for everyone that's joining us this morning. It's been a fun game to watch. Some opportunities for both teams here, and still haven't had a deuce, so it's been a pretty tight game. It's just Team Grandy's just been on the just been getting just a little bit better of it with 2 steals, and that steal on that last end was very very big for them. So with the 3-point lead, Team Grandy's just electing to come on in. No need to throw center guards, even with the typical, which I assume is in play, even though the other end wasn't sure about it. So Team Sasaki needing to generate multiple points this end. Looking to get some guards in play here. So they are electing to do the corner guards on the opposite sides. So again, just maybe preference. I don't know if this is something that they've scouted on the other team, but you know, every team's gonna need some ways to generate multiple points. So I think it's just more places for them to roll, more places to hide. And I personally like the 2 different corners on different sides here. So Team Grandy, I don't know if they're going to throw a center guard here or if they're going to elect to go ahead and just bring this one into the rings here. And yep, this one is going to come into the rings here, and it will end up sitting top 8-ish tap there. So now Team Sasaki will start playing on the ones in the middle, but hope to get either a roll to the corner or just kind of setting up a wall, basically setting up some backing for their rocks here. And I think the way she initially tapped it here, oh, now they're looking at a different option here. I think they were playing on the one on the center line, but it looks like, well, I'm not sure now which one they're going to be hitting. They're definitely tapping something and definitely trying to roll somewhere. That's all I can tell you. We'll see out of her hand. I think this is initially the one that's closer to the center line here. Electing for pretty quiet wait, so yeah, I think they're just rearranging these and leaving it, so. Alright. And that's a pretty decent result here. Again, ends up tapping one of the Grandy rocks behind T, leaving the shooter in play. That's the most important point. It's leaving the shooter in play. Was that the Colonel back there? Okay, that isn't the Colonel back there. I thought we had a Colonel signing the guy that dresses up like the Colonel Sanders from KFC, but that is not him. It is just a person with white hair. My apologies. I got excited. So Team Granny, with 3-point lead, just electing to remove the stones that could potentially hurt them, so they go ahead and rip that guard out. Just a little more smart play, right? So now, Team Sasaki is going to have to draw underneath the lone corner that they have now. Just to get, again, trying to get rocks in play, trying to keep counters, and kind of hope for a mistake on the other side. This one's pretty light. You gotta go here. Yeah. And that is gonna be well short of the rings here. And I mean, you're gonna have to be careful of how you remove these rocks here. Because I mean, I think you would normally want to double peel those rocks, but the way they're lined up, you risk doing something kind of weird in the house. And you don't want to necessarily disturb anything in the house here, if you're Team Grandy, because you are sitting 1-2 here. Yeah, the overhead cam, you can see it's a decent situation, right? Team Sasaki is going to have to make a play on those 2 rocks, right? And you don't want to necessarily do it for them. So, but it's early off in the end that you get rid of this. If you get rid of both corners, then you just start peeling everything in the middle here. So I think it's the teams discussing how they kind of want to play out the end here. Which is smart. Make sure everything's, everyone's on the same page. And it looks like with this ice, are they just gonna go ahead and they're playing something on the center line. I don't know if they're playing like a guard or freeze tap on that yellow one, or guarding what's in the rings, or just even going, say, like drawing around everything and going top 4 here. I think this is gonna, yeah, I guess they're just kind of guarding everything in the middle, because eventually Team Sasaki is gonna have to, oh no, this is actually going on everything here. Okay, so they do end up ticking off the one in the back of the, or on the top of the 8-foot here, and they roll in for 3rd shot now. Now things get a little interesting here, because Team Sasaki can tap this yellow one, keep the shooter in play, and possibly get the back one on the way. The question is, how much do they want to tap it, right? You don't necessarily want to get rid of the one in the back 4. It's helping you in a way, right? Yeah, you kind of want to leave it there as backing, so it looks like They are electing to play a quiet weight hit and basically move. So yellow on the red and move the yellow or the red one back to the one kind of next to the one that's in the back 4 foot here. This one's got some curling to do here. And this does make contact. Pretty thin. Does end up getting. Does keep the shooter and does roll around. But pretty open here, so Team Grandy will just go ahead and hit this open rock now, just to reduce count. And was looking for an inside roll, but just fine here. So now, well, likely they're gonna have to make a play on the center one somehow. Yeah. So it looks like they're gonna try to hit this red one and just kind of flop a little bit to the left-hand side of your screen. Underneath that red, I mean, it's gonna leave a short run regardless for either rock. But I mean, when you're down 3, you don't have a ton of options here. So it looks like they're going to be playing this quiet weight, hitting this red back onto the other red, and to keep their rocks around here. This one, again, hanging out there a ways here. It's coming in nicely, yep, and makes contact on that, and does get the back one, ends up moving all the yellow, or does make contact, does end up moving the one in the back of the 8 foot here. So now, Team Sasaki sitting first and fourth rock here. Couple rocks in play, so they have something to work with here, but Team Grandy is just going to elect to pick out a shot rock here. This one's coming down, it's over curling a little bit here, but should get to that one. Oh, Gets it the other way. A little cheeky shot. Ends up hitting off their top red one. I don't think that was the call. Could be. I don't know. I wouldn't have called it because that's a very, very precise shot to make here. But great result for them as they do end up getting rid of the Sasaki rock and now moving the other one. So it is now fourth rock here. So team Sasaki running out of options. Going to have to make a pair of doubles here. Yeah, gonna have to make a pair of doubles or a triple, which I'm not. I guess that triple's there. But gonna be tough to make, right? So essentially, probably just making this double for getting rid of the one on the top 8 foot as well as the one on the back 8 foot, and then kind of rolling in the direction of the one that's on the right hand side of your overhead screen. Now, they really do need to get 2 rocks. Very important to keep the shooter around here. Gonna have to keep it. So can't hit it too thin. On some of these shots, it seems like Team Sasaki has had a tendency to be a little on the high side of these hits here. So asking for more ice. So I think they're on the same page, right? That they're... You make the hit and roll, you're going to be really close to this double here. So, first a skips rocks for Team Sasaki. This will be pretty close, yep. Does make the hit. Does make the double. Very well done. So... does kind of roll over towards that red one and pushes it out of the way, but you kind of actually wanted to rustle up, settle up next to that rock to kind of leave it. So Team Grandy will have just a hit to essentially end the game here, right? Final rock for Team Clancy Grandy. Looking for a simple hit. Don't really care about the shooter. Sweeper's indicating it's up. Other sweeper says, nope, I'm going to sweep it. And does make the hit. Yep. Hands go up. And we're seeing the forearm taps. And that'll do it. So, Team Clancy Grandy will win this game. Final score to 5-2 in the opening draw of the RBC Dominion Security Western Showdown. My name is Mark Go. Thanks for everyone that's joining us this morning for some curling action here from Swift Current, Saskatchewan, Canada. Thanks for Curling Stadium and Curling Zone for this broadcast. Thanks for everyone that came to watch the game this morning. We'll have more curling action here. I think the next draw is going to kick off in about an hour. For more information about the scores or the schedule, the bracket, the team rankings for this, go on over to curlingzone.com to check that out. We'll have links to the future games, or if you're already on this YouTube, you can subscribe and it'll give you notifications on upcoming broadcasts.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.